follow the norm.
I'll share a story. I watched a video the other day. Kerwin Ray, rest in peace. He still putting out content.
Yeah, are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I had his, their team are still doing it. That's great. Keeping his legacy around. I think I had his email subscribed to him. I unsubscribed the other day.
Yeah.
I unsubscribe to a lot of emails though.
Me, I unsubscribe to everything.
Yeah.
I'm this guy that when there's no unsubscribe button, I reply.
Yeah.
Hey, unsubscribe.
I did that the other day. Yeah. I don't know if you know the answer to this. I said, I've unsubscribed because it says if you want to unsubscribe to this, reply unsubscribe. So I did. I said unsubscribe and I've removed all my details because I don't want to go anywhere else. And they kept sending me emails. Can I report them to the LAPD or something?
LA, yeah. Got to call the LAPD.
Yeah, I thought so.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
That's the only person I think of when I think LAPD from Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I watched the thing the other day of Kerwin Ray sharing a story, and he was talking about cooking a lamb roast. And he's like, the mum was cooking the lamb roast, and she got the lamb roast ready, and she marinated and everything, and then she chopped the end off. And then she put it in the oven, and the daughter goes, Mum, why don't we chop the end off the lamb roast? And she goes, I'm not sure. That's just how my mother taught me. And he's like, well, can we find out? So he's like, okay, let's call our mother. And he's like, called her. Hey, Mum, my daughter's asking me. And she's like, oh, I don't know. That's how I did it because that's how I only did that because that's how my mother taught me. And she's like, well, can we call her and find out? So they call the great grandmother, and she gets on the phone. She's 90. And then she's like, they're like, why do we chop the end off the lamb roast? And then she's like, oh, we used to chop the end off the lamb roast because back in the days, the ovens were really small and didn't fit. And it's like, they're still doing the same thing they learnt back then just because no one questioned it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is just how we cook a lamb roast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to chop the end off. No one ever thought why. No one, you know what I mean? And they've continued on 2 generations.
Until the daughter did.
Until the daughter questioned it. Yeah.
Right.
And just turned around and said, hey, I question too much, if anything. Do you know what I mean?
Can you? You think that's a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it allows you to think clearly. That's what I think. I think it allows you to process what I recently finished reading this book, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson.
That's a big book.
It's a great book. It's a very tough read.
Yeah.
Very tough read. I found it easier to listen to. First one. Yeah. And at the end of the book, he lists a bunch of questions that he asks himself. And they're really, really powerful questions that you need to to answer these questions. They'd be tough to, one of them was, what do I want from my life? What am I doing here? Things like that. Do you know what I mean? Why am I here? And then it was what do I want for my son? What do I want for my daughter? What do I want for my wife? What do I want for my mum? What do I want for, you know what I mean? And things around that. And it's it gives you a level of clarity that's super, super, super powerful. But you have to be able to explain things. If you can't explain why you believe what you believe, you just inherited someone else's belief.
Not your belief.
It's not your belief. You know what I mean? And I would say 98% of people don't choose their beliefs. Do you think you choose your beliefs? Oh, dude, hey.
No, I don't. I think they've been put there. Hey, by others for sure.
Do you think, hey, Iggy, do you think you get to choose what you believe? You don't get to choose what you believe?
Yeah.
You don't get to choose what you believe? Yeah.
I think so. I reckon it's the illusion that I have the decision that, no, I'm choosing to believe this. But it's been ingrained in me from a young age.
Yeah. But so do you think right now you can consciously choose what to believe?
Can you consciously choose what to believe? It's not a decision. You're not saying, can I consciously choose to... I'm going to say no, because even if I choose to believe something else, that has come from me getting information from do you know what I mean? That's come from somewhere else to choose that alternative belief, even if I change the belief.
But can you control that change? That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say why not. Why couldn't you control the change? So, for example, why don't we use religion? I could be an atheist and then choose to believe in a particular religion.
Mm-hmm.
That's choosing to have that belief, isn't it?
They did a survey and they asked people if they could, and this came from,
Most people would say yes straight away to that.
most people say yes. Yeah. They did a survey and like 80% of people said yes.
Yeah.
And then he said, so if someone had tied up your family and said, I'm going to kill them, they're like a really bad person, like a terrorist or something, right? And they said, I'm going to kill them unless you believe I'm a good person. Can you in that moment consciously choose to believe that they're a good person?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you'll say anything you
You'll
want.
say anything you want. You'll lie. You can choose to lie, but you cannot choose to believe that person's a good person when they're sitting there threatening your family like that and doing bad, because our beliefs come from experiences and what we see, and do you know what I mean? Not what you choose.
Mm.
So you actually can't choose what you believe.
Yeah.
It comes from your environment. You know, I was watching a video the other day and the guy goes, you want to change your life? Like the biggest thing you can do, the number one thing, change where you live. Like change your postcode. Get up and move out of where you live. Like that will create the biggest change for you unconsciously out of everything you do. And I would say that's been a huge thing for me. Massive thing for me. Like moving out of where I grew up.
Yep.
And I've even considered moving to like a different state, or even I would move to a different country.
Yeah, you said a little while ago you wanted to go to Dubai.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to Dubai this year. That's my plan.
Just for a holiday?
Just to check it out, yeah. Just never been.
I went in 06 and it was pretty amazing back then. And I think it's
Sure, it's
even
come a long way,
more so now with all the stuff that they built. I've also heard that some of the stuff has started to, date.
Oh, really?
As well. Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I could speak the language, so I'd fit straight in.
Marhaba.
Hey?
Marhaba.
Yeah.
That means hello. I think that's the only word I know.
Not bad. Well done. I'll teach you more.
Yes.
But yeah, we don't get to choose what we believe. We don't get to choose that side of it. We have no control over it. It's a very, very big thing on how you react to everything. You know, the other day,
yeah, without a doubt.
yesterday actually, I walked out to. Do you ever have a day where you don't leave the house?
Oh, no, not for many. I've got kids now, so no, not for the last 10 years.
I do.
Yeah.
Like I won't. Like for example, Monday, I got up, worked all day, had a shower, went to bed, and didn't open my front door.
So you probably did what, like 1,500 steps for the day?
Yeah, I didn't train. I didn't go for a walk. I did not walk out the door.
Yeah.
I literally got up, started working, worked until I couldn't work anymore, and had a shower, went to bed. And the only thing I did was eat. I cooked food, like out my balcony. So I got some fresh air. But I say that because the next morning I walked out and I went to my car and there was a note on my car. And I looked and it was like a long riddle. It was like a half a page.
That much?
Yeah, I got a photo of it. Let me show you. It was a really long,
Didn't need to be half a page.
dude, it was like quite a detailed note here. Let me, I just said to someone.
You going to read it out?
No, I'm not going to read it out. Oh, do you want me to read it out?
I'm curious now, and so are all the guests, and so are all the listeners.
Like quite a long note.
That's a long
Right,
note.
if
That's
the
half.
camera-
That's half page.
Hopefully that,
A4?
nah, that's
Like a B5. A5, sorry. A5, yeah.
Anyway, it says, hey, I accidentally tapped your car when reversing. I am so sorry. It was a tiny tap on the rear left bumper. I couldn't see any obvious scratches or anything, but I just thought I should let you know. If there is any issues, please text me on their mobile number.
Put their mobile number.
Yeah.
So,
Again, so sorry. It was the smallest tap, so hopefully all good on your end. Thanks in advance for your understanding. And then they put their name, and then they wrote who the apartment they were visiting in the building I live in. Like they wrote friend of unit so-and-so.
whatever, yeah.
So like they gave all their details, dude. And I just saw,
License number.
I just looked and I was like,
I rate that highly.
yeah.
I rate that highly.
So I looked at that. I didn't even get angry.
No.
I just looked at it and I was like, So, and then I went and looked at the car. was a slight scuff. But it was like nothing.
Did you respond to it?
I don't know. I haven't responded.
Oh, you should have, man.
I thought about responding, and
I think you should say, hey, I just want to say thank you for leaving a note.
I was gonna start off saying I am absolutely appalled. I cannot believe this. I'm absolutely in shock that there is still good humans in the world.
Yeah, you should do that.
Because they would freak.
You should do that.
They'd be like 100%. They'd be like,
you should do that. And that is going what we were just talking about, all right? That is going away from the norm, because I would dare say 80% of the people that did that would have just driven off. I reckon it's higher. It's probably 90%.
There's cameras in the...
What for?
Just like, did they do that out of the goodness of their heart? Or is it like a camera right there and they're like,
oh shit, do it to check.
I'm screwed here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I reckon 90% of the people would have just driven off. 90% because why? You're going to have to pay $500 excess to get the car fixed, you know, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't have insurance at all. So like, shit, I better get out of here.
Yeah. And in saying that, for context as well, like my car's brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly right. So you know what? I would be, if someone left a note like that and it was just a little scuff mark, I would do one of two things. I'd probably just leave it. Just go, whatever. Like, it's not the end of the world. If it was a decent amount of damage that I had to get panels repainted, different story. But if it was a little scuff mark like that, or if it was one I could buff out myself or just do it myself, or if it was just a simple, I'm just going to buy a new plastic piece for my bumper bar, I'll just do that. You know, I wouldn't even go down the path of going to insurance, but the fact that they've left a letter and said that, sorry, because here's the other thing. You probably, even to this day, you probably wouldn't have even noticed that scuff mark.
Yeah. I reckon until I go and wash the car,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have noticed.
That's right.
Yeah. I wouldn't have walked past and be like, well, I had to look at it and be like, because there's a scuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, doing something, Norman, do you believe in karma?
I believe to some degree.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think like doing good to good people, like, I think it will come back to you. But it's also that whole mindset of, you know, manifesting things. When you start to think good things, you'll start to see. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
I believe
that's how that karma works. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Then, I'm going to do something bad, something bad's going to happen. Yeah. Or I'm going to do something good's going to happen.
Because I believe that if you do something bad, it affects your mindset. Because if you accidentally do something bad, do you still have something bad happen to you?
Oh, no, exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah, but because if you're unaware that I did, like, you could go and do the nicest thing and be like, hey, I went and left this food for this person, and then that person ate it and got food poisoning and died, and you have no idea, right? And that's just an example. And then that person goes and dies, and then you're walking around like, la, 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 such a good human.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then everything good, and you're like, oh, this happened because I fed that homeless guy. Yeah. And you got no idea that he's dead.
Because of your actions.
Because of your actions, right? But you're walking around in this positive state. Whereas,
absolutely, I'm 100% on board. So I think this lady that, again, not business related, she's still doing something else.
Lady?
I assumed, yeah, how funny. Yeah, the way you read that, it kind of sounded like it was a lady. And let's be honest, like, a man's not going to hit your car. He knows how to drive. Yes! Take it to the bank, put it on the reels. That was a little bit delayed by you. I was expecting you to lie a little bit quicker.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I was thinking about if it's a lady. I was like, I'm going to message her.
How funny. How funny. So, the fact that they, man or female, have sent you a message, I just think their whole mindset around things is a little bit different. So good on them. Kudos for taking the accountability and responsibility to leave your message. I really rate that.
Yeah, but the point I was trying to make from that whole story was I could have handled that. I could have erupted.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Can't even park my car here, blah, blah, blah. You know, look at my luck.
Been here for 2 weeks. Yeah. Already I've had someone's backed into me.
Yeah, and just
gone and victim.
Ruined my day about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just like,
My old man often says that about me, as far as, he goes, you've got a really cool head. He goes, when people do shit like that to me, he goes, I just erupt. Like, that's what my old man's like. Not as bad these days, but he's more of an old school wog where someone will say or do something and he'll be like, go fuck yourself. We're not doing it like that. We're doing it like this.
Shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve. We've got to get him on the cast.
Yeah, he's like, you do go.
That's so good. So good. Inside joke. So it's like, whereas I'll look at that and go, okay, cool. Let's assess the issue, assess the problem, assess the situation. let's do this. And I've learned that over the years, through experiences, ultimately. That's where it's come from, all the experience I've ever had. And when you're cool, calm, and collected in a stressful situation, you're going to make a better decision. All right. And like, it's even my team members have said this too. It's like things that would like destroy people because get through it. All right. And
what's your advice for that? Like when it happens, like what's the thing? Like you have a shitty day. And let's just say
I've had stuff. I feel like last week was, I feel like shit was blowing up last week. I was, I don't know if the word is stressed. I was under the pump last week. And then I was getting emails from like some clients as well. I was like, God, like, why are you being a dick? Like this is counterproductive to what we're trying to achieve here.
Yeah. And were they being a dick or you?
Yeah, they were. No, they were. I think they were. No, they were, but it's fun. I know the person very well.
Oh, yes.
So I know him very well. And it's like, you're being a dick for being a dick's sake. Like, I mean, he's probably getting pressure from above as well. Or they're probably getting other pressures from other things, financially, management, whatever it is. So I understand that point of view too. I try and look at it from that perspective. And then it's like, okay, cool. This is just something that has to get done. But in the same token too, it was like they were putting time frames on me to get certain things done, but I got it done. As I literally on 3:30 on a Friday, I got an email, if you don't have this by close of business today, we're not paying you. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to stop what I was doing. And this process that I had to do normally takes me 2-3 hours. I did it in an hour. It's like we said, when you have to do a task in a certain time, you do it in that time. So that was great to actually see that part of it too. But it was the mindset I had in that instance is like, cool, just got to get it done. Like there's no, like me sitting here stressing about it doesn't get it done quicker. Me here stressing about it and being upset doesn't make it less intense.
Do you ever have days? I can say I have these days sometimes. Like sometimes shit just gets to the point where I'm like, you know what? Like I'm just fuck this shit. Do you know what I mean? Like right now, what's the time? Like 3:30. I'm just gonna call it right now because otherwise I'm just gonna sit here unproductive.
Yeah.
Fucking probably do more damage than I'm gonna do help.
Then good.
Because then when you're in a stressed state as well, it's like all of a sudden, dude, had I walked out in a stressed state and seen that note on my car, like had I had the worst day and then walked out,
probably would have reacted that.
I would have been like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just waking up.
Yeah.
What the fuck's this? What's wrong?
Some hot chick's leaving you a note.
Yeah.
I saw you in the car, just wanted to give you my number.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck's this? Am I parking in the wrong spot? I think I saw that. I was like, huh.
Well, there's
what
funny
do you do?
that
what do you
week.
do when you...
Well, this is, I'm glad you asked. So that was a Friday night, Friday afternoon at work. My wife messaged me. She says, hey, I'm going to take the kids out. She goes, oh, do you want to come to dinner? I'm just going to go take the kids to a restaurant. And I'm like, you know what? I've got to finish this. I can't come. You guys go. I'll see you at home. So what I did is I finished the day at the office, went next door and I had dinner by myself. That half hour, I made a few calls. I spoke to you, I spoke to a couple of other people, but I just mellowed out. I was so, what's the word? It was just so relaxing to be just having dinner on my own in that moment and just unwind. I just unwind, had my dinner. It was great dinner. I even got dessert. All right. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to get so much food. It was great food, really nice. I even got dessert and I left that restaurant feeling fantastic. Like, how good is that? And then I went home and I was in a completely different mood. Right. I wasn't shitty with the kids. I wasn't shitty with and they did nothing. I wasn't shitty with the wife. I was just in a much clearer, calmer mood, just having spent half an hour, 40 minutes on my own by myself eating at a restaurant. And that was cool. So I think just chilling out like that would help me in that instance. Even just going for a walk, again, doing stuff like that, going for a walk can be powerful. Exercising can be powerful during those times when you're a bit stressed. I've found myself personally, it's a good release for me. Exercise of some sort. I find that most times I can't just turn off because, as in, okay, fuck this, I'm out, I'm not doing any more work, because generally the way out for me is to finish the work.
Yeah.
That's what I find sometimes. Like I have to do the task, and once it's done, I'm like, oh, cool. Now I can relax. That's what I find with most of the things that I'm doing in my life, in my business. But yeah, I see that as, I think you should do that though. I think if it gets to that point, you're like, fuck this, I'm not productive, I'm out. I'm going to go to the beach.
Yeah. I'm just going to go lay down.
Yeah.
And just contemplate my whole life. Why I'm doing this. Huh? Go get a job. Well, so let's go seek. see what people are paying. How funny.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.